What is going on, Scalp X? Happy Monday. Kind of a boring weekend. For some, I had an exciting one, but nevertheless, I hope you guys had a great weekend. I want to share with you what we should anticipate going into this week, some key levels that we need to be holding if we are going to have a bullish continuation to the upside, and some potential swing short levels in the event that we have a breakdown. So I want to start off with a monthly chart. Let's take a look at this here now, and let's just take a gander as far as where we are currently. We have 5 days left inside of this current candle. We obviously have a massive wick right over here, and we know from experience that most wicks get filled. Now, is the entire wick going to be filled? Probably not. Is there going to be a strong chance that there's a good portion of that getting filled? Yes, there is. In the meantime, we obviously have some type of bullish momentum that's going on. So I do want to keep that in mind, that we could be going up a little bit higher before we start to come back down into these levels. And essentially, I want to show you this here first on a monthly, just so you get a gander as far as where the trend is at. Currently, we're making new lows, so there is a downtrend. Now let's go over to a weekly real quick. And there's going to be a key level that we're looking at essentially for this week to hold. Now, when I say for this week to hold, what I'm getting at is we could have dips a little bit lower than this key level, but as long as we close above that, then we should have bullish continuation. So let's keep that in mind in the event that we're trying to pick up on a swing long. At the moment right now, from a weekly perspective, we need to see that we close above 2686. That's going to be the sweet spot. I'm basing this off of a sequential count. As long as we close above the fourth candle closing, which is right over here, we will have a bullish continuation. Now let's go back down to a daily, because there's some targets when we keep that in mind that we're looking at. Let's open this up. Now, if you guys recall from vertical run-ups or even bull flags, from that matter, the bull in itself is usually a vertical run-up. And when we're creating a flag, usually there's going to be some type of retracement. A retracement down to 0.76 is not uncalled for in order to still create a flag. So when I go ahead and measure this vertical run-up, or this pull, if you will, I'm sitting right around 0.76, around 2663. And there just so happens to be a buy-side liquidity pool here in this area, which means there's free game for that area to be tapped into for us to be moving back up to the upside. Now, if I look at this being a bull flag, remember, a bull flag is a continuation pattern. It's not to say that we're going to continue moving to the moon. It just means that where we are at essentially is that we are in a recovery phase, and we're still going to be holding a recovery phase. So what I'm getting at is I'd be looking into longing somewhere inside of this this buy side liquidity pool right over here. 2663 to 2686 I feel is free game. As far as where this breakout is going to be, this is going to be the measured pull for that. If we come down to this level and we break out somewhere right around here, then we're going to be tapping into the bottom of this diving board that we had mentioned from previous videos, and we can see that the top of this is somewhere right around 2903. So there's potential. Let's go over to that diving board just so we have it for reference. It's the bottom of this right over here. So go back to the previous videos, we mentioned that we're in a potential diving board and having a V-shaped recovery. We can see this is a clear V-shaped recovery over here. Testing the bottom of this diving board is not uncalled for, and we can obviously see that there's a strong level of a sell side liquidity pool for us to tap into. So my swing shorts would be coming from this zone, 2866 all the way up to roughly around 2903, wherever we're going to be topping out at. As long as I'm on the sticks, I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Now, when we come back down to lower time frames, I'm utilizing 987. I'm looking at, again, the same V-shaped recovery. I'm looking at price to come down into potentially these zones. This is after we tap into that 2866. That's essentially what I'm looking at. I'm looking at 2866 coming into this zone, which would essentially make for a wave 3 from a wave count perspective. Coming down into these zones, 2600s, maybe even a little bit lower. This would give us wave 4. And then I'm looking at wave 5, topping out somewhere right around 3202. And this is going to be inside the month of September. Let me go back over to a monthly real quick, and you can kind of see what I'm looking at right over here. I'm looking at us tapping into this zone right over here, right down in these levels, right? Then we have new month open. This is all within the course of the week, next 5 days. So it should be an exciting next 5 days. Coming down into these levels, have month open, pop right back up into these zones. I'm saying topping out somewhere around the 3K handle, 3100s, potentially even the 3202, and then having a big push down to the downside to start filling in some of this wick. So it's a lot that could happen, a lot that could transpire all together. One thing that you should be paying attention to, at least on lower time frames, is going to be looking at your DMI, focusing on your trend, where that trend strength is at. If you look at a higher time frame from a weekly perspective, we can see that we're still inside of bearish territory. I'll show you that here real quick just for reference. And you can see that we have bearish momentum that is above our baseline, and we have bearish strength that is also above our baseline. So that is something to strongly consider. Like I said, on lower time frames, we can see that it is the opposite, but we're now starting to lose strength, and we're also starting to lose momentum. So it's not to say that we're not going to get a couple of those little effery wicks, right? People that are trying to short here at the bottom, if you will, then they get pushed out, get stopped, and then it gets dumped down to the bottom. So if you guys have questions about this setup, questions about what I'm looking at overall, please feel free to ping me direct or put inside general chat. I will leave you guys with this. I'm extremely appreciative for all of your guys' outpour over the weekend. My family and I have expanded, and I'm so happy that I was able to share that with you guys. So thank you guys for all the outpour. You guys mean a lot to me. You guys are my family away from my family. So I'm here for you, just like you guys are here for me. If there's anything I could do, please reach out to me. Outside of that, have a successful start to your week. Stay profitable and stay safe. Talk soon. Peace.